female people leaders are experiencing the steepest decline in engagement. The system isn't just wearing them down, it's burning them out. And this matters because it proves what many of us have long felt. Burnout recovery through apps, engagement surveys, well-being as a tagline instead of actual practice, it's costing us. So I'm going to name what's at stake. Welcome to the Future Ready Leader podcast, where we explore the strategies, the mindsets, and the innovations that are shaping leaders like you for tomorrow. I'm Afshin, Executive Leadership Advisor and CEO of the Phoenix Coaching Company, and I'm here to help you amplify your leadership impact, navigate change with confidence, and create lasting growth in your organization and in yourself. Each episode will dive into leadership insights, real-world experiences, and transformative ideas to help professionals like yourself unlock your full potential. So if you're ready to future-proof your leadership and inspire meaningful change, let's get started. Welcome back to the Future Ready Leader podcast, where we don't just follow the headlines, we challenge the narrative and reimagine leadership with clarity, with courage, and with care. I'm your host, Afshin Ismail Way, and I'm the CEO of the Phoenix Coaching Company. Today's episode is a follow-up to one of our most talked about topics, employee engagement. In previous weeks, we explored Gallup's 2024 State of the Global Workplace report, where global engagement had reached 23%, which was the highest it had ever been since Gallup began to run the engagement survey. So it gave me hope. It was a sign that something was starting to shift. And then here we are, not even a year later, and Gallup's 2025 workplace report has just confirmed that engagement has dropped again down to 21%. And not only that, it is only the second time in its history that this number has actually gone down. So let that sink in, because not only are 3 out of 4 employees disengaged, but the momentum that we celebrated last year, it's stalling. And in some places, it's reversing. So this isn't just a data point, it's a decision point. Here's what Gallup's new data tells us. Global engagement is down 2 percentage points to 21%, as I said. This is caused by daily stress levels, which have increased. The number of people who feel their work has purpose has dropped. And what's really changed? Well, people leaders. Specifically, this category of surveyed employees had their engagement fall from 30% to 27%. No other category has experienced such a significant decline. And there are 2 groups particularly within that category that were affected. Young, under 35 managers whose engagement fell by 5 percentage points, and female people managers whose engagement dropped by 7 points. So let me repeat that. Female people leaders are experiencing the steepest decline in engagement. The system isn't just wearing them down, it's burning them out. And this matters because it proves what many of us have long felt. Burnout recovery through apps, engagement surveys, well-being as a tagline instead of actual practice, it's costing us. So I'm going to name what's at stake. Disengagement costs us globally $8.9 trillion. Or 9% of GDP. And because 70% of the variance in team engagement still comes down to one factor, your people leaders, if you don't address this issue now, if it exists in your organization, you're facing a disengagement contagion that will lead to unplanned attrition, which means that whether your organization is right-sizing or reorganizing for growth or merging, if you're not investing in your people leaders, you're not protecting the future. Your future and your organization's future, because disengagement is contagious and your people leaders are exhausted. If your people leaders don't have the capacity and the language to connect with the people they lead, your culture is at risk, your business is at risk. So here's the shift that we actually need, not reactive fixes, but an intentional systemic set of choices. Because if you've been asking, where do we even begin? I have a few suggestions. You're a people leader who's been navigating reorganizations, AI upskilling, team engagement scores, hybrid work, and you've been asking yourself, where do I even begin? Start by meeting with the one person who drives your leadership in these spaces. You. Join me for the missing meeting, 90 minutes with yourself on June 3rd at 12 p.m. Central European Time. This is not a workshop, it's a mirror. I'm hosting a live guided session designed to help name what's quietly draining you, what you need to reset and restore, and build a personal re-engagement snapshot for the months ahead. So, if you're ready to lead from a place of composure and clarity again, this is where it begins. Let me go back to Gallup's research. It indicates, as I said, that people leaders account for 70% of the variance in team engagement. And these are the same people leaders that are seeing the fastest decline in their own engagement. If left unaddressed, this will drive disengagement deeper into your organization and directly impact business results. So my suggestions are as follows. Look after your people leaders and go beyond the well-being apps. Go beyond the online training. When people leaders receive real development support, it improves their levels of thriving from 28% to 34%, according to Gallup. And then if you add the element of having someone internally who actually encourages their growth, their thriving jumps to 50%. The other thing is that you can amplify and reinforce training on role responsibilities for those who lead people. Train people leaders how to lead others, not just how to complete tasks. Half as many people leaders who receive management training are actively disengaged compared to those who aren't trained. And those participating in this kind of leadership training actually experience 22% higher engagement than non-participants. Another thing, teach your people leaders how to coach. Coaching boosts people leadership performance metrics by 20 to 28%, and it builds deeper levels of trust, which are a strong driver of retention, thus counteracting the real risk of disengagement, contagion, and attrition. And finally, invest intentionally in female people leaders. The steepest engagement decline was amongst female people leaders. And training alone, it's not going to fix that. Female people leaders don't just need to gain emotional intelligence and resilience. They already lead in those capabilities. But what they do need is a system that stops getting in their way and stops undervaluing the very strengths that the future demands. You know, the World Economic Forum has identified emotional intelligence and resilience as two of the top skills for 2030 and beyond. So when you dismantle the barriers and truly back your female leaders, you're not just preserving engagement, you're unleashing the very leadership edge that your organizations need to survive and thrive into the future. I've seen my share of leadership challenges over the last 20 years, and I know that falling engagement can be reversed, and it can lead to powerful transformation for your organization. So the question that really matters now is this. Are you and your organization ready to rise to the challenge of solving it? Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep rising.